This next gentleman we're bringing up pretty much defines the term firebrand atheist, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, if you haven't been pissed off yet today, you will be once he gets up here. He is the president of American Atheists. He is the author of Fighting God, an Atheist Manifesto for a Religious World. This man's courage cannot be overstated. He actually sits opposite Bill O'Reilly and has a rational conversation. I know. He may be single-handedly responsible for the war on Christmas. I don't know what to tell you. He also is responsible for this entire experience here today. Many people working with him, but it's all the passion of this one man. Ladies and gentlemen, if I were a gay man, I would marry him. And it's because of people like him keeping religion out of government at every turn that today I can. Ladies and gentlemen, David Silverman.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome to Reason Rally 2. I am thrilled to be here today for the second time, and I'd like to send a special hello to all of those who stood out with me in the rain at Reason Rally 1. Hi again, everybody. I'll bet you're wishing for that rain right now, aren't you? My name is David Silverman, and the organization for which I am honored to serve as president is American Atheists, which was founded in 1963 by Madalyn Murray O'Hair. Rock and roll. I am pleased to begin my talk by announcing that our next American Atheist National Convention will be in Charleston, South Carolina in August of 2017 during the total eclipse of the sun. That's right, an atheist convention with a solar eclipse. Please check our booth for more information in the sponsors tent after I'm done talking. But for now, I want to talk to you about our message. So please, everyone, think of how you all identify yourselves when you're asked about your religion, whether it's atheist or agnostic or secular humanist or whatever. And all at once, I want you to shout it out at the top of your lungs. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go! How did that sound, ladies and gentlemen? Did it sound unified or did it sound jumbled? Did it sound strong or did it sound weak? And how did you feel? Did you feel like you were surrounded by people with like minds? Or did you feel like you were the only one around you saying your words? Ladies and gentlemen, when we use euphemisms instead of calling ourselves atheists, we sound to the outside world like that jumbled noise you all just made. Let's try something different. Just once, and just for now, try it my way. An atheist, ladies and gentlemen, is a person without theism, a person without a belief in God, atheism, a person without a belief in a deity. If you don't have a belief in a deity, you're an atheist. It's not about whether or not you're absolutely sure there are no gods, and it's not whether or not you know everything in the universe. It's about what you know. If you don't have a belief in a God, you're an atheist. If you don't have a belief in a God and you absolutely hate the word atheist, too bad, you're still an atheist. Now go with me on this, folks, just for now. If you don't have a belief in a God, let me hear you say atheist. Atheist. Again. Atheist. Doesn't that sound good? Doesn't that sound unified and powerful? And how did you feel? Were you alone or were you in damn good company? Ladies and gentlemen, in my book, Fighting God, I quantify and defend the assertion that America today is about 1/4 atheist. Yes, that is 1 in 4 Americans today are atheists. But according to polls, only 2.5% of the population calls themselves atheists, which means 90% of America's atheists don't call themselves atheists. And look at the contrast. Just go out onto any street and go ask a Methodist, a Baptist, and a Presbyterian what their religions are, and you'll get one word: Christian. If you ask a bunch of atheists what they are, they will give you any of a number of different euphemisms like secular or humanist or agnostic, all in an effort not to call themselves what they really are: atheists. Some atheists even call themselves by their old religions: secular Jews, cultural Christians, lapsed Catholics. These atheists get lumped in with believers benefiting the religion they themselves know to be a lie and making the people with whom they actually agree, us, look smaller. Nationwide, we atheists divide ourselves over literally nothing, while Christians unite despite huge theological differences. This makes the polls look like we are a nation of believers with a huge block of Christians, and the atheists separated out into so many subgroups that we look insignificant. We should be more than a quarter of that pie, but we look like we barely exist at all because we willingly and eagerly divide ourselves. As a result, religion runs roughshod over our political system. Presidents kowtow to preachers. Science is sacrificed in the classroom, and politicians ignore us almost completely. Abortion, LGBTQ rights, death with dignity. These issues are separation of church and state issues, and ladies and gentlemen, they exist because of our division. All these problems exist in America because atheists are only 2.5% of the population in the polls. Too often, we refuse to tell the truth. Too often, we refuse to own who and what we are. Religion says atheist is a bad word, and too often we acquiesce, use less understood euphemisms instead, and divide our power into nothingness, perpetuating the idea that atheism is something of which to be ashamed. Again, ladies and gentlemen, when we atheists go out of our way not to call ourselves atheists, we help religion and hurt our cause and the entire world by sheltering those who stymie science and commit massive fraud. And don't give me any of that crap about euphemisms being more acceptable. Nearly 90% of Americans know what an atheist is, and in contrast, nearly 90% of Americans don't know what a humanist or a freethinker is. No wonder these terms are so much more acceptable. Nobody knows what they mean. Ladies and gentlemen, many people chide and criticize me when I say we should all use the word atheist to identify our religious position. They say, I have the right to call myself anything I want. And indeed you do. But I have the right to call you on your crap, because for one very obvious and important reason: how you self-identify affects me. It affects me and my family and everyone else here. Think about why. There is no way, for instance, that George W. Bush would have halted stem cell research for 8 years, lowering the life expectancy of everybody here and every human on Earth, if he knew atheists were a quarter of the country. When you avoid calling yourself an atheist, you make us look smaller and religion look stronger. You divide the movement and stymie our progress just to please those who hate us. But there's more. Yeah, but there's more. When you call yourself an atheist, you demonize atheism to the listener. In doing so, you make it easier for the next atheist by getting the listeners used to us. By using a term that is understood nearly 90% of the time, you attack bigotry 90% of the time, spreading knowledge and defeating bigotry little by little for the next atheist. And that is what makes calling yourself an atheist activism in and of itself. Furthermore, many atheists are not in a position to call themselves atheists openly, which makes it all the more important for those of us who can call ourselves atheists to do so. We brave the bigotry to make it easier for those who can't come out. That's what makes calling yourself an atheist humanism And in fact, that's what makes calling yourself an atheist far more humanistic than calling yourself a humanist. When you use terms like humanist or free thinker to hide from the word atheist, words that are misunderstood, again, 90% of the time, we aren't communicating. We are just pretending to communicate while protecting the bigotry that keeps so many of us in hiding. That's not considerate, it's not compassionate, and it sure as hell is not humanism. It is cowardice. Own it. We need to understand that we have a social responsibility to call ourselves atheists, because it not only affects me and you, but every living person on the planet. When we hide behind euphemisms, we help nobody but religion. We preserve the bigotry so we don't piss off the bigots. Yay. Once again, the bad news is that our own division fosters the theocracy that we fight. The good news is we can fix it starting today. So let's try it again. If you don't have a belief in a God, let me hear you say atheist. If you want to be counted as a powerful voting bloc, say atheist. If you care to make it easier for other atheists to come out of the closet, say atheist. If you're an atheist, scream atheist. Atheist! Atheist! Our problem is not that we are small, it is that we are divided. Our problem is not that we are weak, it is that we don't know our own strength because we are divided. We are already huge, we are already strong, and we are all ready to take our rightful seat at society's table and kick religion to the government's curb. This is not dogma. This is not falling in line. This is basic strategy. Atheist is by far the most understood term. It is correct, and using it benefits the world far more than any other term. Hiding behind euphemisms is selfish, cowardly, and negatively affects us all by making us look smaller, and we all need to cut that crap out. So I ask all of you to stop doing religion the favor of dividing our movement and use the word atheist. For you, for me, and for everyone else here, use the term that matters, the term that sends the clear message. We are one community, indivisible, demanding liberty, equality, and justice for all. Thank you, atheists! Woo! Rock and roll!
That's how you do it. David Silverman, that's how you do it. Yeah! Keep it going, keep it going. My goodness. I love that. Being nice, changing how we identify ourselves for people that hate us. I've never thought of it that way. Fantastic.